Harvey Weinstein has been sentenced to 16 years in the LA rape conviction. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to NBC News, the disgraced film producer and media mogul was previously convicted of sex crimes in New York and was sentenced to 23 years in prison. Former Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 16 years in prison Thursday for a rape conviction in Los Angeles, adding to a more than 2-decade-long sentence already handed down in New York. Weinstein, who is 70 years old, was convicted in the Los Angeles case in December, 3 years after he was convicted at a sex crimes trial in New York City. Weinstein's new sentence will run consecutive with the 23-year term given to him in his New York trial, giving him a total of 39 years behind bars in sex crimes convictions. In the Los Angeles case, a jury found Weinstein guilty of 3 counts related to the accuser known as Jane Doe No. 1, forcible rape, forcible oral copulation, and sexual penetration by foreign object. The jury found him not guilty on sexual battery by restraint involving a second accuser, identified as Jane Doe No. 2, and was unable to reach verdicts for allegations involving Jane Doe 3 and Jane Doe 4. Attorney Gloria Allred filed a motion with the court Tuesday on behalf of 3 women after a judge denied them the ability to read victim impact statements at the sentencing. Allred's motion states that the decision violates the women's rights under Marsy's Law, which gives the right to those who suffer direct or threatened harm by a crime. The judge declined to push the sentencing to hear Allred's appeal, but Jane Doe 1 was permitted to offer a statement to the court before the judge's sentencing decision. "I was excited about my future," she told the court, crying as she spoke. Everything changed after the defendant brutally assaulted me. I soon became invisible to myself and to the world. I lost my identity. I was broken-hearted, empty, and alone. Weinstein faced up to 24 years in the Los Angeles case, Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon has said. His legal team filed an appeal requesting a new trial, alleging that evidence was excluded about a romantic relationship between Jane Doe No. 1 and a witness that could have altered the jury's decision. Superior Court Judge Lisa B. Lynch denied Weinstein's request for a new trial. Weinstein, who appeared in a wheelchair and a gray county jail uniform, was allowed to speak during the hearing. He proclaimed his innocence, accusing Jane Doe No. 1 of being an actress who can turn on her tears. "Please don't sentence me to life in prison. I don't deserve it," Weinstein said. "There are so many things wrong with this case. This is a setup." Julia Engelmeyer, a spokesman for Weinstein, called the sentence cruel given Weinstein's age and health conditions. "There are many out there who will celebrate this action, but it is a sad day for justice and fairness, and I hope that no one is pleased with this ever caught on the wrong side of cancel culture." While hopelessly and voicelessly proclaiming innocence, Engelmeyer said, Jane Doe No. 1 attorney Dave Ring praised the judge's decision for providing his client closure and recognized the tremendous courage it took for his client to come forward and testify. Jane Doe No. 1 withstood 2 full days of blistering cross-examination by Weinstein's lawyers, but the jurors unanimously convicted him, and now he has been sentenced by the court, Ring said. Weinstein was convicted in New York in 2020 of third-degree rape and first-degree criminal sexual act for crimes against 2 women, one as an aspiring actor and the other a Project Runaway production assistant. An appeal is pending. Weinstein pleaded not guilty at both trials and has denied all allegations of non-consensual sex. In both trials, Weinstein waived his right to take the witness stand. In the 1990s and the 2000s, Weinstein and his younger brother Bob were titans of the movie business, producing formative films including Pulp Fiction and Oscar-winning dramas such as Shakespeare in Love and The King's Speech. In 2017, the New York Times and the New Yorker published explosive investigations into allegations of a pattern of sexual misconduct by Harvey Weinstein. The stories inspired a wider reckoning over abuses of power and sexual harassment in the workplace that became widely known as the hashtag Me Too movement. It's ironic that Weinstein's trials have not been publicly talked about in the press versus R. Kelly. They can't shut up about R. Kelly. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.